Here we go. Does everybody understand what I said about coping? Now, you're going to interview some of these people for your dream team, and they're going to have coping mechanisms. Laughter, you're going to make them nervous. Now, why would you make a guy nervous from 40 years, a partner with KPMG? Now, he doesn't know that you're a dipshit like I know you're a dipshit. He doesn't know that. Why? Because perception is reality. You're gonna look better. Until you open your mouth, he's not going to know. Because he's going to look at you. Maybe not you, Lord Olivier, but everybody other than him. Okay? Now watch. He's going to do this better than you. You all laugh because, I assume your German's better than your English. Well, Mary, don't scare me don't be so, your German better be better than your fucking English. Okay. And because he's going to be nervous because the first time, and by the way, when you meet these people, go not in front of them, dry your hands because they're going to be wet. Dry your hands. They're going to be wet. And then when you shake his hand or her hand, it'll be cold, clammy, and wet. Because you're making them nervous. Why? Only Allah knows. Because they're going to get free founders' equity. And it's all in the shit, free founders' equity. And as Josh said, shorter the better now. But I mean, before, it was only 7, 8 words before. Now it's only 3 words. Free founders' equity. And you're going to be interviewing them. And even after 30, 40 years of the Big 4 accounting, or Big 10, or BDO, or wherever it is, they didn't walk away with anything. No money. No real money. No. Remember I told you the average 401k? Not enough money to retire on. And that's why there's so many of them. And as Frank said, you could get 10 chairmen in a day. Of course, he knows how to do it now. He knows the right words. He knows what buttons to push. And after you have 5, that's why you practice 5 or 6 times. And don't go to the guy your best candidate the first. I'm telling you, go to not the worst candidate. They're all better than you. But I mean, you go to the 5th or 6th and you do practice, and then by the time you've honed your skills and honed your pitch, then you go to the top-notch guy or gal. And then once you've gotten the anchor chairperson, then you use that person to leverage off to get the others. And once you have that guy with 30, 40 years, I mean, the rest is not easy, but it's easier. And then once you have 130, 140 years of board members, the accountants fall into place, and the lawyers fall into place, the banks fall into place, and then but by the time you get to the end of a deal, you've made a couple hundred presentations. If you do it right. If you do it wrong, then you haven't, and guess what? You won't be doing a deal because you're not going to be talking to a motivated seller because you won't have a board, you won't have accountants, you won't have lawyers. You won't have lawyers. But you'll be surprised at how nervous some of the seemingly sophisticated people should be. They're nervous because they have never been interviewed before, except for when they got out of school 35, 40 years before. But the scripts you have all work, and you'll be pleasantly surprised how they fall into place. How they fall into place. Who's my 5 o'clock? 6, 7 billion. I thought that was a mistake when I read that. I think that's great. Name your kid Million. We're changing your name to Billion, though. I mean, that's unbelievable. Does it mean anything else in Ethiopian language? No? A million is a million in Ethiopia? Well, we saw his family up there. I mean, did you recognize any of those people? No? Christ almighty. I mean, truth is stranger than fiction. I mean, To think that we'd have one of the, lion hunters here. That's not Ethiopia, though, that picture. Okay, any questions on anything? What homeworks do you have tonight?
The time machine article.
That's two other questions.
Movie.
How many of you would choose to repeat what you have already done in your life?
Yep.
And what is the most defining event of your life?
Okay, and then yeah. Thank you. And would you take one and pass it around? Some of you have gotten this on your from emails, but I want you to tell me, be prepared to talk about this tomorrow. This is the newsletter, or not newsletter, the highlights of 2017 I sent out, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow. So write down a few words of what your takeaway from that is. And we're going to see a movie tonight, and you'll be writing about that as well. And tonight we have dinner not in the castle, we're in the pavilion. Tonight it's, the pavilion that you eat lunch and breakfast in. So the dinner's over there at 8 o'clock. Drinks, or, because the bar's open.
What time is the movie?
After dinner. So probably, I'm guessing, I don't know, I can't, it depends how fast you eat. I mean, we've started the movie with people eating because it's over there and not in the regular dining room. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Do we actually let the board members know who the other ones are? Because I don't know them the name, I just told them what they did.
Well, I mean, you want to use your chairman as a lever, so you want them to know him, for sure. Because otherwise, then you're just, notwithstanding, you're gonna be a lawyer in a few days. You're just using your own credibility, which doesn't necessarily.
I got the other.
I know you got them, but I understand that. But ideally, you want to leverage off your board, your chairman. Ideally. And then you're leveraging your accountants off with 120 or 140 years, whatever the experience of all the guys and gals are. And you will have that kind of number. I mean, 5 people at 30 years is 150 years. I mean, we've got some guys that have boards that have 200 plus years of experience. And even though that sounds like a cheap cliche, it works. Because nobody else has got 200 years. And you put, we've been involved in not making up numbers, we've been involved cumulatively in 141 deals, $82 billion, whatever the number is. And nobody else does that because nobody else has it. When you put together a board that's got 150 years of experience, they've done $100 billion in deals, 100 deals, 200 billion, whatever the number is, it's impressive because nobody else has it. And that's, and I don't want to be don't come to me. But, I have, not counting the meatheads, not counting Klaus. I've got 29 billion of deals myself. 1,000 transactions. But when Barclays or they're not saying it that way. I mean, geez, we better take this guy more seriously. Except for when you go in, and you're complaining because they charge you $9 on your fucking checking account too much. So far, that's the only experience you got with the banks. Bitching about some fee or somebody fucked something up. When was the last time you were in there asking them for $50 million? I know the answer is never. When was the last time you were in there asking them for $5 million? Mostly never. When was the last time you complained about a fee they made a mistake in your checking account? Last month. Why would you even complain? Who cares? So they stole $100 from me. So what? My time's worth more than $100 fucking dollars. Why would you even go complain? And you check your credit card, and I don't. Your statements and, it's a mistake. Who cares? Don't you see it? You ask the questions about all the wrong things. Who cares they fucked up your Visa? And now credit cards, I'm told, are much more sophisticated and online. Fuck. Up until 2 years ago, I had not been paid a paycheck since January 1992, up until about a year and a half ago. I've lived off principle. Nobody paid me a salary. But to come here to be a resident, I had to have a job, which I found very amusing. I don't have a job. So the castle hired me. I have a salary. I have never opened the online banking account to even see what it is. I get a slip, but they cross the numbers out. They don't put how much it is. I get a slip. I just give it to Sally. I have no idea what I get paid here. But Guthrie Castle Limited, I'm hired as a special consultant. So I could have a job, so I could register as a resident here, which I am now. I have no idea. But you probably check your credit card statements, don't you? I'm going to ask you why. No, don't tell me, please. I don't want to get pissed off. But ask yourself why. Because you got nothing else to do. Because your life is a quiet life of desperation. You might as well blow your fucking brains out. If you've got to check your credit card statement, you might as well blow your motherfucking brains out. How is checking your credit card statement going to change your life? It isn't, is it? Why do you do it? Well, you do it because you saw your parents do it. I was a big speaker at a thing many years ago, and if you were a member of some club, you got $15 off the room rent. The line came out the hotel lobby, down into the parking lot to save $15. So I thought it was a line to check in, and I didn't know they had VIP check-in, so I'm standing for 20, 30 minutes, and what's this line for? I asked somebody. He says, oh, it's the discount. What? I got out of the line, went up, and then I saw there was a VIP check-in, so I checked in, and I'm looking at all these people. Some of the speakers for the event that I was speaking at were in that fucking line to save $15. 2.5 hours in a fucking line. They should have rolled down the inside of their mama's leg. So next time you check your credit card statement, I want you to think of me. We do most of the things we do for all the wrong reasons. On that happy note, YouTubers, thank you. We'll see you in the morning.